All right, this is your notes for lesson 2-5 on dividing integers. So get your foldable out. Again, under the dividing flap, write these rules. It's the exact same rules for addition. It's no different. Multiplication and division have the exact same rules. Like sign equals a positive answer. Unlike signs equals a negative answer. Okay, for your examples to put down at the bottom part of your foldable, do 24 divided by 6, like sign, so my answer is going to be a positive 4. Again, you've been doing that since 3rd grade. Or if you had a negative 24 divided by a negative 6, like signs, okay, so my answer is still going to be a positive 4. Now remember, they may put that negative in parentheses right there around that negative 6. That's all that means, is showing you that that is a negative sign and not a minus sign. All right, if you had a negative 24 divided by a positive 6, unlike signs, so my answer is going to be a negative 4. Or if you had a positive 24 divided by a negative 6, unlike sign, so my answer is a negative 4. Okay, that information should be on your foldable. Keep that foldable with you because it has those rules right there whenever you need them or if you should forget them. All right, here we go. Some examples. This can be on your regular video notes now. Find 28 divided by negative 4. Like signs or unlike signs? Unlike signs, so I know whatever my answer is going to be negative. And then 28 divided by 4, you know, is 7. So your answer is negative 7. Okay, let's do another one. Negative 54 divided by negative 3. All right, so like signs, so what do you know about your answer? Your answer is going to be positive. And then what is 54 divided by 3? Well, you may have to come over here on the side and do the division. 3 will go into 5 one time. With 2 left over, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So my answer is a positive 18. And again, you know, you can write it with that little plus sign, but the preferable way I would prefer, would be just the 18. Okay? All right, here's another one. Negative 42 over negative 6. Now, what have we said all along? That fraction bar really just means what? Division. It's just like a division sign, that fraction bar. So what's, again, do I have like signs or unlike signs? Like signs, so my answer is going to be positive. And what's 42 divided by 6? It is going to be 7. Okay, getting the hang of it, just the same rules for addition. 96 divided by negative 8. Unlike signs, so I know my answer is going to be negative. And then I can just come over here and divide. 96 divided by 8. 8 goes into 9 one time. 1 left over, bring down my 6. It goes into 16 twice. So my answer would be negative 12. Okay? All right. You do this one and then come back and check your work. 72 divided by negative 8. Unlike signs, so my answer is going to be a negative, and 72 divided by 8 is 9. So your answer is choice B, negative 9. Okay, here's another one. You do this one. Negative 36 over 4. Pause the video, do it, and then come back and check your work. Okay, unlike signs, so my answer is going to be negative, and then 36 divided by 4 is 9. So my answer is negative 9. Okay, oh, excuse me, went the wrong way. There we go. 35 divided by 7. Like sign, so my answer is positive. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So I get choice A. Okay, choice A. Alright, look at the next one. Negative 36 over a negative 4. Alright, like sign, so my answer is going to be positive. And 36 divided by 4 is 9, so it's going to be choice A. Okay, again, same exact rules as multiplication. Alright, let's try some with algebraic expressions. 6x divided by y if x is equal to a negative 4 and y equals a negative 8. Well, let's plug in our variables. 6 times negative 4, and I'm just going to put that negative 4 in parentheses just so it doesn't look like a minus sign, divided by negative 8. Okay? Order of operations tells me to do what? To do parentheses. Well, my parentheses are there, but they're really just showing me that's negative. There's nothing to do inside of them. Okay, it's just a negative 4 or a negative 8. Alright, exponents, and then multiplication and division left to right. So what's 6 times negative 4? It's going to be a negative 24 divided by a negative 8. Again, I'm dividing with like sign, so my answer is going to be positive. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. Okay, that's just using an algebraic expression. Alright, you pause the video, do this one, and then come back and check your work. Alright, so I've got negative 4, plugging it in, times negative 4 all over negative 8. Alright, what am I going to do first? Well, since it's a fraction, I've got to get them just numbers on top, no operations on top and bottom. So what's negative 4 times negative 4? That's going to be a positive 16 over my negative 8. And what then? That fraction bar means division. So I have unlike signs. So my answer is going to be negative. And what's 16 divided by negative 8? It's going to be negative 2. Okay? All right. One more here. Check your, or do this problem and then come back and check your work. Excuse me. All right, so let's plug in what we know. Negative 4 times negative 9 divided by negative 3. Negative 4 times negative 9. Follow my order of operations. It would be multiplication and division left to right. Negative 4 times negative 9, like sign, so my answer is going to be positive. And 36 divided by a negative 3, unlike sign, so my answer is going to be a negative. And 36 divided by 3 is 12, so it's answer A. Okay, negative 12. All right, here we go. Negative 5, plugging in what we know. Negative 5 times negative 6 all over negative 3. Again, with a fraction, I can't have any operations on top. By operations, I mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So I got to get rid of that. So I got to do what's up here on the top first. What's negative 5 times negative 6? A positive 30, because those are like signs, divided by negative 3. I'm dividing with unlike signs, so my answer is going to be negative. And what's 30 divided by negative 3? Negative 10, or choice B. Alright, got the hang of it? Alright, I'm going to show you one more kind. Find the mean. Do y'all remember what the mean is? Excuse me, the mean is just the average of the numbers, okay? Just finding the average. So it says Ramon has scores of 12, negative 18, 3, negative 7, 1, and negative 3 in 6 rounds of a word game. Find the mean of his scores. Okay, so find the average. What do I have to do to find an average? You have to add all the scores together and then divide by the total number of scores. Alright, so let's just add these together. I've got 12 plus negative 18 plus 3 plus negative 7 plus 1 plus negative 3. Let's just take it a step at a time. Get your foldable out if you don't remember your rules for addition and subtraction. What's 12 plus a negative 18? I'm adding with unlike signs, so I subtract. What's 18 minus 12? 6 and take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. This would be the 18. So it's going to be a negative 6 plus 3 plus negative 7 plus 1 plus negative 3. Okay, keeping going. What's negative 6 plus a positive 3? Adding with unlike signs. So I subtract 3. Take the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. So it's going to be the negative 6. So it's a negative 3 plus negative 7 plus, left out the 1 up there, didn't I? Plus 1 plus negative 3. What's negative 3 plus negative 7? Negative 10, adding with like signs, just add and keep the sign. Negative 10 plus 1 plus negative 3. What's negative 10 plus a positive 1? That's going to be a negative 9. Adding with unlike signs, you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. Negative 9 plus negative 3. I'm adding with like signs, so you just add and keep the signs. Negative 12. All right, how many scores did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to find the average, I take my total, negative 12, and divide it by the number of scores, 6. So I'm dividing with unlike signs, so my answer is going to be negative, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So negative 2 is his average score. Negative 2 is his average score. Okay, so everybody remembers how to find the mean. It's just like finding an average. Add them all up and divide by the number of add-ins. Okay, here's one for you to try. You pause the video, do this problem, and then come back and check yours against mine. All right, just like we did before, let's add them all up. Negative 8 plus 6 plus negative 5 plus negative 10 plus 2 plus negative 3. Okay, and again, if you wanted to put all the negatives together, could you do that? Yes, because addition is commutative. The order doesn't matter. All right, so let's just start right here. What's negative 8 plus 6? Adding with unlike signs, so we're going to subtract. That's going to be a negative 2. Subtract and take the sign of the larger number. That's how I got my negative. Negative 2 plus negative 5 plus negative 10 plus 2 plus negative 3. All right, negative 2 plus negative 5 is going to be what? Adding with like signs, you add and keep the sign. Negative 7 plus negative 10 plus 2 plus negative 3. Okay, again, adding with like signs, so add and keep the sign. Negative 17 plus 2 plus negative 3. Negative 17 plus 2. Adding with unlike signs, so you subtract, take the sign of the larger number. Negative 15 plus negative 3. Adding with like signs, add and keep the sign. Negative 18. How many did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have, take my total, negative 18, divide it by the number of add-ins, or the number of temperatures in this case. Negative 18 divided by 6. Dividing with unlike signs. So my answer is going to be negative, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So the average temperature, or the mean temperature, is going to be a negative 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so keep your foldable in front of you. You now have all the rules for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers. Okay? They're never going to go away again. They're going to be in everything you do from here on out. So keep up with those rules. Memorize them now. Use them. Practice over and over and over until it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it. You just know what to do when you add, subtract, multiply, or divide with negatives. All right, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.